My name is Angel Guadarrama, and this is my video for the mini project. So, just to give a quick rundown of the project, I'm supposed to create a driver loop, basically essential for a website. Um, so, how to build a simple financial tool that works on the internet using driver and loops to get a starter version to a better version. Uh, so, I chose Session 2 idea loan payment calculator. Um, and I use Driver to essentially create my website through Replit. Um, but it verifies, I gotta verify it does one thing, have to implement an idea, reasoning with it, and break down how I can evolve from it. So let's just get right into it. So my first version is right here. I simply asked it to build a simple financial tool that uses the bare minimum information needed to create a loan calculator. Make sure I can click and type information, as that was one of the requirements. Uh, anyways, so it created this loan calculator here for me using the loan amount, an annual interest rate, and the loan term, in years, and it gives me results. So let's say we have a number of, say, 100,000 with an interest rate of 5 for a term of 30 years. And you get your monthly payment, the total interest on it, and the total amount that's going to be paid with it. As you can see, it works pretty well. You can insert any number you like, and it'll give you, say we do 5,000, interest rate of 4%, 4%, say for 20 years. You get your monthly payment, the total interest on it, and the total amount. So this is a good, beginner step. Calculates the monthly loan payment quickly, pretty easily. You just, as I mentioned, you just enter the loan amount, interest rate, and term to see the detailed payment. So so my version one, I got some advantages and disadvantages for it. So the biggest advantage is its simplicity. Users quickly enter the loan amount, interest rate, and term, and immediately see their monthly payment. This makes it approachable, especially for people who just want a quick answer without extra clutter. As for disadvantages, it's a little limited. It doesn't really tell the total repayment, the total interest cost, or how payments break down over time. The lack of transparency can leave them questioning whether the monthly payment really gives them the full picture of the loan. It may also create a sense of mistrust because most people know loans come with hidden costs, and my version doesn't show them. But it works pretty well. I just asked Replit to create this version for me. This is my version one. So how can I make it less crappy? If we go to I made sure to compare loans, versus investing. Compare loan options from one to another, and I wanted to give it a amortization schedule, breakdown by month or year to make sure it not only shows a monthly payment but also total interest paid and total cost over the loan period. So this is my second version right here, the less crappier version, if you will. Right here it gives you the interest rate, the loan amount, and additional months. So let's say we have a loan amount of 100,000 with an interest rate of, let's say, 5% over, let's say 35-year with 0 additional months is going to give you a monthly payment, the total interest on it, and the total cost of this. Say if we would change to 6, doesn't really change anything, but it's 10,000, so sorry, 100,000. We get a monthly payment of 502 with a total interest of 113,000 and a total cost of 213. So, and we have a little breakdown over how we can use this. So you enter the loan amount, interest rate, term to calculate monthly payments. Uh, that's that. If we wanted to see the schedule, we can go over here, year by year. It gives you a breakdown of all payments, principals, the interest, and the balance, year by year. It's pretty handy. We're also able to compare loans, so we could say, option two, for example, could have a 300,000 loan with an interest rate of 6.5 in 30 years. It gives you your monthly payment, the total interest, and the total cost. So this is pretty handy for users. It even gives a comparison here down at the bottom. This is very useful. Let's just change these numbers up. Let's say it's 300,000, but the interest rate is going to be 8% at a 30, 28 year loan, so it gives you your monthly payment, the total interest, and the total cost. We can get a comparison down here. As you can see, option one has a much higher interest rate than the option two. If we wanted to do a loan versus an investment, this is how you pay off the loan early. You do interest savings, money saved by not paying interest over the loan term, versus potential gains from investing monthly payment at 7%. So it gives you net differences. You do pay off loan, which what it recommends you. It gives you recommendation to invest instead. Very useful. Even gives you break even rate. So my version two, what improved? So instead of only showing the monthly payment, it now provides a fuller picture of the total interest, total repayment cost, and an amortization schedule, which builds user trust by showing that quote-unquote hidden long-term cost of borrowing. On top of that, adding comparisons both between different loan options and between paying off a loan versus investing makes the tool more practical and actionable. Users can not only calculate but also evaluate and plan, which saves them the troubles of running numbers in multiple places. While version 1 was simpler, but it was more limited. In version 2, it is interactive, transparent, and versatile, giving both users clarity, deep insight, and into how their financial choices play out over time. Okay, well, and I would keep improving it, but I ran out of looping space, so I did not. I was not able to improve it, but even further after the two. But what was next? As I mentioned, I added schedule. I added compare loans. I added loan investments. So it was a lot more versatile for users. What did I learn about improving things? In order to improve things, sometimes you have to get use something simpler, but make it to where it's easier for everyone to understand, if that makes sense. So how did I improve things? I added a schedule, and this was easier for everyone to understand, the actual what was going on behind with interest and principal and payments, and even give a balance, make it easier to compare, just by adding this extra step, you're able to compare one loan to another, and we're able to compare loan versus interest. So it was pretty useful, the second time around. I had two versions, okay? And I just want to say thank you for tuning into my video, and see you guys next time. Thank you.